All right. Hello. Hello, Taurus gang. You know what's so funny? Okay. So, hold on. I didn't even start rolling. Let me do this over. Anyway, can you hear the good audio now? Okay. So, I was just saying hello, Taurus gang. And I was just realizing as I sat down, like, sorry, I'm sipping some water. Oh my god, this is the first time I've ever seen my neighbor up there. I always see the light on in this apartment way up. And I've never seen who lives there. I think they're doing like an art project or something. I don't know. There's always a mannequin, like just standing up there, kind of being creepy. So this is my technically third tarot reading for the public. And I think I said in both of the other ones that I had originally planned on, I had these little, names for each of the signs in this jar, and I was going to pull one out every night and see what sign I wanted to read or what sign I should read. But every time before I go to do a reading, it's like really clear who needs to be read. So right now, it's Taurus. What's the plural? Taurians? I don't even know. Tauruses, whoever you are, it's for you. And I've been knowing this. I think I got like a couple days ago, I got that it was going to be for Taurus. And I think it's important while I'm starting this out to let people know how I do this. It's just I don't have a set schedule. I don't like the feeling when anybody does like anything creative or art or anything mystical, magical. I don't like when it's forced. I mean, some people will work really well like that when they have a very strict schedule. And I'm a Virgo rising. I should be a little bit like that, but I'm an Aquarius, and I just think I like to do things a little bit more in an alt way. I like to just, when I get an urge to do a reading, I do it. And I like that because, I've seen people perform musically and you can just tell they don't want to be on stage, and you can just tell that they're tired. And I've even seen readers on YouTube, plenty of them, be like, I'm so tired today, I don't want to do this, but I just have to get through it. And I'm like, damn, I'm glad you're telling me that, but that's not the energy you should be bringing to a reading, because then your energy is going to rub off of me. So pretty much I only feel a need to do readings when I am called to do them. So apologies that I don't have any sort of set schedule, but just letting you know that when I do a reading, they're usually pretty long, and it's usually because it's the right time to do it, and I actually enjoy doing it. This is not a chore for me. I only do it when I look forward to it. So enough about me. Yes, I do talk a lot. Apologies. But I got the microphone, so this might be a little ASMR, a little something. Sometimes I put on tarot readings just to listen to people talk. So if you're someone who wants a 10-minute reading, then I'm sorry that you clicked on this. But yeah, I don't know. Could be if that's what we need. So there were a couple things that I wanted to say right as I sat down that I didn't realize until I sat down to do this. Well, one thing is I didn't put two and two together, but a friend of mine who's a double Taurus reached out to me randomly this morning. We're coworkers. Is this the trash guy coming? Probably. Sanitation. My favorite line is when I was at Pride, the Pride Parade, and my friend went, the sanitation truck went by, and my friend went, sanitation, more like stanitation. Get it? Like we stan the sanitation crew. Okay. So my friend, this coworker of mine who I haven't talked to in a while, because it's quarantine. We work from home always, but I don't know. It's harder as the company's gotten bigger to keep up with everybody. Where did I fucking put that? Oh God, what just happened? Okay, found it. I have a coin in my pocket that I'm looking for that I will talk about in a second. she reached out to me today, and specifically, she always talks about being a Taurus. She's not like a subtle Taurus. She's always talking about being a Taurus. Hashtag Taurus culture, everything. So she hit me up out of the blue, just like talked to me about witchcraft and shit like that and whatever. And she wants to do a video chat and show me her new tarot deck. So I just put two and two together that I'm doing the Taurus reading on the day that like my double Taurus friend hit me up out of the blue. And I always kind of like when I have a friend from that sign as a reference, because they do seem to align with these readings normally. And let me tell you, if you guys are doing anything close to what she's doing, you're going to be having a very wonderful October, very wonderful year, very wonderful life, potentially, because she is fucking living right now. She lives in New York, but she's a poet. She's been to different residencies in different areas. She was in Memphis. Now she spent most of quarantine in New Mexico in this stunning home. She's taking poetry classes with like these world-renowned people. She just got this huge promotion at work meanwhile. So she's a poet, like, you know, she's a poet, but she still has this 9-to-5 job. And she just got this huge promotion. She's doing like big shit and making big money. And all while like relaxing, indulging, being her fucking, you know, like living this lavish Taurus lifestyle during quarantine. And she was talking about like her spiritual awakenings and stuff while she was there. So only good things happening for her, literally only amazing things happening for her. So I hope that's what we see here, because Lord, that woman is soaring. So another thing I wanted to mention is about this coin. So if you lose me here and you're just not into the shit and you don't believe anything, then feel free to click away. I do these readings just to like uplift people. I'm not trying to prove like anything about anyone, and people can get a little bit weird when I talk about dead people I talk to and whatever. Anyway, Naya Rivera, when she died, I had been meaning to do these tarot readings, and she actually like forced me to do my first tarot reading. I was tired and I was eating dinner and I did not want to be bothered, and she was like, get up and do a tarot reading for me. So I never ended up posting it anywhere, and I'm not going to, but I get the sense that there are certain people that really want me to do tarot readings and put them online, so that's why I'm doing it. But when I bring this up today is because I saw this girl on the street, and we like locked eyes from across the street in the most intense way. And she, you know when you see somebody who looks like someone else and you're like, oh, they look like that person, but there are certain times also, maybe a person doesn't even look that much like the person, but you know, all right, this is probably getting confusing. A lot of times I see dead people through the living. So I'll be like, oh, that guy looks like Anthony Bourdain, or that guy looks like Mac Miller. I don't know. But they don't actually really look like them. It's just something's clicking in my brain that they're trying to send some sort of signal. So anyway, this girl, I don't even know if she looked that much like Naya Rivera, but it was literally Naya Rivera looking at me and staring. And I think a reason, because I haven't talked to her in a while, I think a reason she showed back up again is because I have been working with this little boy. And again, so sorry if you came for a tarot reading, you're getting me rambling. Like, definitely click off or fast forward, but this is mostly me talking. I recently started working with this little boy who just drowned in the East River not that long ago, and I actually didn't see a picture of him. There were no pictures of him, and then he came to me in a like right as I was about to fall asleep. I saw this very clear image of a face, and I don't always get clear images of the dead people I talk to or anything. So after I had done a healing, this was after I had done a healing for him, What the fuck noise is that, man? Oh, Lord. Lord, oh, Lord. New York City, baby. So after I had done a healing for him, I see his face very clearly as I'm about to fall asleep. And I'm like, there's no other kid. This kid is like 4 or 5. I'm like, it has to be this kid because there's no other little kid I know like this that's dead. So I'm looking everywhere for a photo of him. Finally, I find a GoFundMe for his family, and there's a photo of him, and it is a spitting image of the kid I saw in my head. So what I'm trying to say is, I've been really working closely with this little boy who died, and I know she had a son. I don't know how old he was, but she obviously drowned. You know, there's obviously something with that, and she really wants me to do this tarot shit. So as soon as I made this really intense eye contact with this woman who, like, I didn't even realize it was another woman. It was like Naya Rivera staring me in the fucking eyes. I found this coin. Big thing for me with like spirit, and most people with spirit, is coins. So, and it's really funny. Oh, you know what? Yeah, my Taurus rising, this guy I like kind of dated. He, his great grandfather came to me, and also his uncle, or not his uncle, his yeah, it is his uncle, who died from diabetes complications. They both came to me, and they told him to look for coins, and I'm going to be doing a healing on his dad, but he needs to find a coin first. I told him he needs to find a coin first because that's going to be essential in doing this, and he has not found any fucking coins. So he made fun of me when I said, like, you need to find a coin, and that's like them talking to you. He made fun of me because he's like, of course, this is New York City, there's coins everywhere. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's great, find one. He's been looking for like a month. He can't find one fucking coin. I'm finding them everywhere, and I'm like rubbing it in his face. So you might think, the coins are everywhere on the ground. He has not found one, and it's because he's not open to any of this shit. And once he's open to this, he'll be able to connect with these people better and find the fucking coins. So what I'm trying to say is the coins are significant, and I found this coin right after I made that eye contact with Naya Rivera. So, and I'm also very interested in the years on the coins. I think the years can be significant. Like if you find one with someone's birth year, that might be good for certain things. And this one is from 2020, which is obviously when she died. And this is the first penny I've found from 2020. So, I don't know. So I'm just saying that she wants me to do these. She's here. I'm putting this coin under this jar. Should I? No, I think she wants to be under the pumpkin. Yeah, I think she likes that better. But you know what? Now I'm wondering, is she a Taurus? I don't know what sign she is. Let's just look it up. I don't really know. She might not be. But that would be interesting. No, I think I can't even, is she an Aquarius or is she Capricorn? I don't know the exact dates. Okay, no. But hey, maybe she's a Taurus rising, Taurus moon. Who the fuck knows? Okay. Her reading, by the way, I did the reading for her, and it was on her, and it was like all swords, by the way. She got every single sword in the deck. Every single sword. So think of that what you will. Yeah, I'm really sorry that I've already talked so long, but hopefully some of this is significant to you in some way. Oh, and also one other thing. I pulled a couple, about 7 cards out of this deck, which is my past present deck. It's the Santa Muerte deck. And I was going to go put them back in today to do this reading, but I was told I can leave them out. They're actually for me. They were pretty important for me, and they fell out the other day. So guess they're not important for you, and that's okay, because this is the past present. I think the more important is probably the future. So one thing that I feel like I need to mention, which I don't know why I feel like I need to mention it, is before I did this reading, well, number one, I felt good and ready to do this, but I have like a huge mess in the other room, but I can't see it right now. So I'm like trying to not think about it. Hold on, I'm just kind of focusing on this. So yeah, I have this big old mess in the other room. And this section that I'm in right now is really clean and really cute, and you can't see it, so it's like everything's fine. I'm like fine, I'm able to do this, but it's like a little thing in the back of my head that's like, I know that mess is there. I know that mess is there. And there was something about cleaning that came up for you guys. Even before that happened. Oh shit, I just flipped over 2 cards and you got some big cards already. And I was gonna say, I took most of the ones that came out of this were big major arcana. So the fact that I already, the first two I flipped over were major arcana. I think you got some things going on. I think you got some things, I mean, my Taurus friend has some huge shit going on, so. Let's see. Just getting some cards. This is a pink, what is it called? The Neo Rider Tarot Collection. I was just called to pick this up upside down. Okay. I think we got everything. Now, I pulled more cards for you guys than I have in the past readings that I've done. So, I don't know what that means. We'll see. Lord, I'm so sorry. Some people are so annoying. Those people are so annoying. People having fun. People having an adventurous time. Okay. Alright, buddy. Calm the fuck down. So yeah, I don't do any specific spreads. For the last couple of readings, I've only picked, I think, 4 cards in total, and I have about 9 here for you. So, and what's interesting is I'm getting a couple that are, I'm not putting it in upright or reverse, position. I'm putting it horizontal, which is kind of my signal for it can go either way, or like, I don't know, it depends on the card. So I will look into that. But just look at how this looks. I didn't do this on purpose, it's like da 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 eh. So this is like past, present, and then future. So I think there's going to be some sort of variable going on at the ends of these things. And I already saw the world, so there's something going on here. Let's get into it. Four of Pentacles reversed. 9 of Wands upright. Hold on. I can't even fucking... You know what I can't remember? Let me do something here. Let me just look at this card. Right, did I say 9 of Wands? That's what, yeah. 4 of Wands reversed. 9 of Wands upright. 6 of Swords upright. The World. And then the Moon. The Moon is the one in that horizontal position. And I was thinking about doing these separately, but I'm just... Maybe I should. Should I do these separately? No, I'm going to flip over all of these. Okay. Ace of Pentacles reversed. 7 of Cups reversed. Two of Wands. Okay, now this is interesting. I'll tell you what's really fucking interesting here. Do you know what's really fucking interesting? I pulled... Why? I'm sorry that it's looking out the window. I think that got twisted at some point. This is much prettier. This is much prettier. Okay, so I always find things like this really, really cool and interesting. The Hierophant is the one here. Your last card in the future. Yeah, this is starting to make more sense to me. The Hierophant is in that horizontal position. And the Hierophant, when I was shuffling this deck, I saw the Ace of Pentacles, and normally I don't draw when I, see it from like the underbelly. Normally I just look, at the tops of the cards and feel it out, but I saw the Ace of Pentacles and it wanted to come out. So, I have that. And then I saw the Hierophant, but I was like, does that need to come out? I'm not sure. And so it ended up coming out anyways. And I totally flipped the deck over, totally reshuffled. I put it in, I didn't take it out, I put it in there. And it still called to me after I did that. But what I said, when I was looking at it, the reason I didn't pull it the first time is because I was unsure. And it's in the unsure position here. So you know what we're going to do? Whenever we have something significant like that, a really significant emphasis on one particular card, I like reading directly from the book just to see if we can, because clearly there is an emphasis on this. And even though it's not in the, I don't know. I was thinking I would read it from both decks. Maybe I'll read each of the ones in an unsure position from each of the decks. So I'll read the Moon in the Santa Muerte deck, and I'll read the Hierophant in the, I call this the Shiny Future deck, but it's the, whatever, the Pink Neo Rider. So I'm going to read the Hierophant. Let's just see, because clearly that shit wanted to come out. And I already have a feeling I know what I want to say about this. So, the Hierophant, upright, keywords, teacher, belief system, responsibility, knowledge. The Hierophant is referred to as the teacher. It is now time to truly believe in what you say and how you behave. Do you give advice that you would actually take yourself? When advice is given, it's always with good intent. There has got to be some substance with that advice, so you know it is appropriate for it to be taken. Are you the one in need of advice right now? If so, then it's time to explore your beliefs. Try seeking advice from someone who shares similar and healthy views. Right, I read that out loud, and I was trying to, it's kind of hard when you read something out loud to, really process it. So can you give me a second, just, really, I want to pull out any key things here. Because what I was getting with the Moon card earlier, before I even pulled, even knew what else I had here, I had not a feeling that it was people lying to you. I didn't get, the deceit, coming at you or around you. It felt like you lying, and at first I was like, oh, are these Taurus people liars? But it might be a situation of you lying to yourself. Could be you lying to others, but it could be, you lying to yourself. So that's what I initially got from that. And there's something in this, the Hierophant definition, that kind of is bringing that out right now. Do you give advice that you would actually take yourself? something about lying to yourself or others. I don't know. We're gonna look into this in a second, because I haven't really like really looked hard at these. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to read the reverse too. Keywords: lack of knowledge, unethical teacher, dogmatic. When the Hierophant reverse comes up in a reading, you may be questioning traditional and social views. Are you rebelling against it? You may even be rebelling for the sake of rebelling, like a rebel without a cause. Ask yourself if you are doing what is expected from you. This card may also be telling you to examine your usual routine in thinking and acting. It's time to evaluate what patterns are necessary. This card could also be reversed when you are being bothered by your conscience. You may also be confused about the right thing to do or say. Okay, let me just have a second with this too, because I already have things popping into my brain, but I want to just... Okay, so I'm not even going to read the moon right now because this is screaming a lesson about being stubborn. And I'll tell you what's jumping out immediately. So I kind of lost it for a second there. I'm like, there's so many things coming to my brain right now. It's about stubbornness, and I specifically think this is a spirituality reading. The other readings I've done haven't had to do so much with like spirituality in itself. There could also be tinges of like career things in here. I'm sure that like translates over somehow. But this is about examining the ways that you are being stubborn and perhaps lying to yourself about what you truly believe, what you don't believe. So what I'm getting kind of the feeling of, and the fact that you're watching a tarot reading means that this might not be for you. This might be, you might have to go and roll with it and let this idea evolve. But, I'm fucking losing it. Basically, you might be the type of person, or someone around you. This also could definitely be someone around you. So take it either way. But I do want you to know that this might not be like oh, you're an amazing person reading. Like, this might be we need to really like examine some things for you to like progress. Oh my god, wait, do you know what's so weird right now? Okay, this is totally off topic. Okay, this is the 9 of Wands right here, and I wish I had better lighting. And this is the 6 of Swords. Okay, so we have the 9 and the 6 here. So that number already is that mirroring number, 9 and 6. So what I was doing when I was stalling for a second when I was reading these cards is I wanted to make sure I didn't mix them up. I wanted to make sure I didn't say that this was the 6 of Wands, or the 6 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. It's the 9 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. So that's what I was pausing for, because it was confusing, and it's not normally confusing for me. But I was looking at it, and there's this big thing. There's this big thing about reversing. You could either go either way. It's, you know what I mean? There's some confusion here about which way you're going. There's about which way you're going with your thoughts, your beliefs, all of this stuff. It's like, this is crazy how this is jumping out. So the 6 and the 9 are right next to each other, and that's not even the crazy part that I'm thinking about. But I'm noticing that right now. It's like direct mirroring. Even though this is not in the same suit, this is okay, super sorry. This camera shuts off, I think at around a half hour, so I hope I didn't miss much. I was just talking about the 6 and the 9 being next to each other and how that's like a mirroring sort of thing, just because the numbers themselves look so similar, and I couldn't really figure out which one was which for a second, even though that's not like me. And I was just saying that they're completely different suits, the wands and the swords, so there's not much similar about them at all. But I have them lined up next to each other, and I don't know if you can see. But the branches on these trees line up exactly. So I was like, oh my God, did the author or the illustrator... My first thought was, okay, so we have the 6 of swords here. Is this the 5 of swords? You know, it might make sense if they did something cute, like they made the successive cards line up exactly. That'd be a cute little feature. But like I said, these are completely unrelated cards, but they match up. So you know what here? You know what? I'm getting a couple stories here. So this could be solely about you. But if you're dealing with another person, I'm getting that this could be a reading about the differences of beliefs in 2 people. So you could be in a relationship, and I'm so sorry, the fucking trash guys are here. It's so loud. I'm so sorry. I get really annoyed. But there's a sign here that says "Don't litter" that is on the fucking truck that is like glaring at me. So I don't know if that is going to come into it. You know, I was talking about that mess earlier. I was talking about I have that mess like in the back of my mind that's in the other room, even though I can't see it, but I know it's there. Kind of have a feeling this "Don't litter" sign is like kind of referring to that. So maybe don't clutter your mind with doubt and whatever. Like, I think we want to strip away any clutter. And something I try to do when being a medium, and it's something I'm really learning, like I was talking about that kid coming through in a way where I had to be in a dream state where I was almost falling asleep. So the reason why that is, Lord, trash people. The reason why that is for me is because I'm working on my mediumship skills right now, and a lot of what gets in my way, it's not that I have trouble receiving things. You know, I have a lot of things going on, but my brain, my, like, I don't know what they call it, the prefrontal cortex, whatever, you know, the thing that thinks, I've heard other mediums say that they need that to be shut off in order for, like, things to come flowing through. So I kind of feel like the same thing is happening here, where we have just too much clutter in the mind, and you're not really sure what you believe. You're not really sure what you believe because there's too much clutter in the mind. And what you need to do is you need to try your best. It's very difficult, but this is like a shadow work type thing. You need to really declutter the mind. And instead of being like, oh, I heard this person say this. Oh, I heard this person say this. But that, I read this in a science book. I read this in the newspaper. You know, instead of that, like really just, and I've been learning this too, like from the core of your fucking belly, what do you believe? So if you think something, and it doesn't have to be right, it doesn't have to be wrong, it doesn't have to be anything. It's just examining from an objective place what you truly feel. If I told you today, that man is not good for you, would you, like, how would you feel in the pit of your stomach? I know, you know, you might think certain things in your head. You might say, oh, well, he did this, and he did this, and he did this, and he did this. But when I say that man is a bad man, do you, in your gut, agree with me? Or do you click off this reading and say, this is not the reading for me, my man's a good man? You know what I mean? So, like, even if you have things come into your mind, blocking or shutting down things, what do you feel in the core of your gut? It's like it's a big thing that people need to do. I'm working on it myself, and it's really important though. It's super important though. So even when it comes to decluttering your life, like I talked about that mess, and we just had the fucking trash guy come through. I had this mentor of mine, this witch lady, and she just fucking like ripped me to shreds in the best way. She told me that I was going to be like an extremely powerful medium, you know, whatever. She actually told me I was going to be like a more powerful witch than her. And she's someone I look up to so deeply. I've been to so many psychics, so many mediums. I'm from Salem, Massachusetts, so they're just like a bunch of witches over there that, you know, are psychics and stuff. And they're not good. You know, most of them are terrible. I'm not someone who just blindly believes a psychic and I'm like, there, you're good. You know, I've sifted through many, and this woman is like, knows more about anything. I would trust her with my fucking life. And so she gives kind of like harsh, tough love. So maybe this is what this reading is going to be about. But she, you know, always after I get a reading with her, I will kind of feel like shit for a few days because she really forces you. It's like she's forcing you to do the shadow work. She's like doing it for you, basically, and being like, this is what you need to get rid of. And then after those 3 days, I'm sorry if this camera is shaking. I'm like moving all over the place. I'm getting really amped up. After those 3 days of like really fucking being forced to analyze the shit in your life, you're like feeling so liberated. Like, she changed my life. She changed my health. She changed a lot of shit. And it was just by her calling me out on the things I needed to get rid of. And, you know, one of those things was like, it sounds stupid, but I had a bunch of dried flowers in my home. And I never had taken the time to really be like, how do these flowers actually make me feel? Like, I like the look of them, so I get them. But realistically, when I like really thought about them being there, these were not like super cute dried flowers. They were like, they've been there for a while. They didn't look that good. And she was like, you need to get live, fresh flowers. And I'd never done that before because I always was like, I don't like the idea of buying something that's meant to die. You know, I feel like it's kind of something about it. But I've been buying these flowers every week, and I'm obsessed with live flowers now. Like, there's something about the energy that fresh flowers bring to you, if you're not spending a ton of money on them, that just have changed my whole atmosphere. But I trashed the dried flowers, and actually, if I have anything that gives me that feeling now, I throw it out on my balcony. You don't need to throw it out entirely if you don't want to part with it, but put it outside, put it in your backyard, put it in your closet. Don't have it in your general vicinity. So even if you think you like something, I want you to really, really, really think about, like, in your gut, not in your brain. I want you to think about, like, in your gut, how does this make you feel? So, I'm trying to think. Man, I just had something in my fucking brain is gone. They probably want me to shut up and just, like, keep going. But, oh yeah, so what I was going to say is what she told me to do is place things on if you have objects that are, like, spiritual objects or something, place them on a white, like, tablecloth or something, a table, anything that's nice, and just place your hands over them and feel how that makes you feel. If it's like a hot, nice, I don't know, and if you make it, then it's good. If it makes you feel uneasy in any way, then you might want to just put that in the closet, just somewhere you can't see it, or throw it out. I don't know about you guys, but and we had the trash guy come through, and I was talking about that mess. I've been throwing out, Lord, they're just saying, yep, trash, throw it out. So I've been throwing out, I'm kind of like a hoarder at heart. You know, people with abandonment issues, anybody who's had things taken from them, ripped from them. My mom used to throw out my homework, you know, in school. So I have things where a lot of people died when I was young, and like my mom was throwing out my homework at the same time, and like it just felt like everything was slipping from my hands at one very crucial time in my life. And now I'm a little bit of a hoarder, and I'm like, I just love hanging on to things. And it's kind of a witchy thing too. If you're a spiritual person, you might want to just hang on to things. It's just what feels right. And I want to tell you that if it doesn't make you feel amazing and good, ecstatic, and you can afford to either throw it out or put it somewhere in a closet, just like decluttering. Man, I used to think I loved being filled with shit all around me, and it's actually not the case. You can actually still have a cute, cozy, warm aesthetic by like throwing out things or just putting it in somewhere else. So clearly I think that is something, but it's a lot about getting to the core of what you feel, and that's what this moon here is about. This moon card that is unsure. It's like, are you lying to yourself? Maybe you're not. Maybe you are. And it's about getting to that place of knowing, which is the Hierophant at the end here. But, you know, it's up to you. The reason that this is horizontal is because it's up to you. Man, people are being really loud today. I'm so sorry. They are being so fucking annoying. Can you fucking calm down, brother? Brother! Oh my god. They love being loud, these motherfuckers. Like, they love just revving whatever the fuck that's called. I don't know. Like, I don't know why you even have a vehicle in New York City. I'm sorry, I'm so pissed off. I think people on motorcycles are really hot, but people in cars are just, I don't know. I don't know if that was a car or motorcycle. So the reason the Hierophant is not in an upright position is because I think, you know, certain people here are going to do the work, and they're going to really, really like dig deep, and this is not easy. This is not, but the first step is putting in that effort. And, you know, the group of people that do that hard work and really analyze, are they lying to themselves? Are they, you know, whatever? What do you truly feel? This is going to go upright for the people that do that work, and this is going to stay either here or reverse if you continue to be ignorant about your own feelings and things like that. So, but you have the power to, once you figure your shit out, like for real, I mean, you have the power to be really powerful. And I know my friend was talking about her spiritual awakening, but the Hierophant is a very spiritual card, like a spiritual leader. And like I said, she just got promoted. She just got promoted to this big-ass job that's, like, really important. And she's also going through the spiritual awakening. So she's surely in the upright. And I know she's done the hard work. Like, she's really worked super hard. She went off to this fucking cabin in the middle of the woods to do poetry for a month, like, while maintaining a 9-to-5 job. She asked to take a month off the job. They let her, like, you know, she did that shit. She, you know, some people would just say, I don't want to be a hassle. I'm not going to ask for that month off and, like, you know, whatever. But she fucking doesn't care. She's a Taurus. She's stubborn. She knows what she wants. She's going to get it. She's going to live her fucking luxurious lifestyle in the cabin doing poetry in this beautiful field. Like, her, yes. So she's the Hierophant upright. And so many people who are listening to this are going to end up this way if you aren't already. And it's just, like, big shit. It's big boss shit. Like, knowing your shit, standing in your power, like Taurus, big boss shit energy. So, I'm just really excited for the people who get in there and fucking dig out whatever dirt, like, I mean, even the moon, this person is looking at their reflection in the water. This person is looking at their reflection in the water. This is exactly, it's looking at your shadow. It's looking at your shadow. This is a shadow work thing. And if you're not familiar with that, it's, you know, look up some stuff on YouTube and everything. It's really just about not lying to yourself, not bullshitting, and really, like, analyzing how you truly feel about things without being clouded by you know, your mind. So it's really about just, like, digging into that, pulling it out, even if it's not cute. Like I said, this might be a tough reading. This might not be like a, you're doing amazing, sweetie. And I think you are. I think you're going to end up amazing. But there's still obviously, like, either you're close to having this work done. Some of you might not be, but I feel like a lot of you are close. Like she is. Like, she's fucking on this path of, you know, or maybe this could be in the past, because this deck that I'm talking about with the moon is the past present. So a group of you definitely could have already done this work, and, like, congrats to you, because it's really difficult, and I'm doing it for the first time in my life right now. I never knew this shit existed, and I've been doing it for the past 2 or 3 months, and that witch lady I was talking about, she helped me a lot. So yeah, looking at your own reflection and looking at that shadow side and analyzing it, like, just staring her right in the fucking eyes and seeing how you're going to handle that. And it's funny that we have the Ace of Pentacles here in reverse. I think that's hilarious, because all you see is this giant coin. Like, this is a big-ass coin on here. And how I was talking about the coin, I just pulled the coin out of my pocket because I got this coin today. And how I said that my friend can't find coins on the street, who is a Taurus rising. He can't find coins on the street because he is not open spiritually. I know once he does this work, this moon card work, this shadow work, he is going to find these fucking coins. So the reason that this is, you know, it's reversed, and I had the feeling that I didn't know which way to put this card. I think it could go either way for some of you people, you know, but this just represents the group of people who haven't done that work yet and are not, like literally the coin is falling from this person's hand. If it's upright, it's in this person's hand. If it's reversed, it's gonna fall from this person's hand. So you're letting these coins slip away, and yeah, that's why Naya gave me this nice coin. Open up your shit if you haven't already. I feel like a lot of you have, but if you haven't, and there's always more work to be done. You know, the work never stops, and you maybe Naya will gift you with a little coin. She seems, I don't know what she did here with like spirituality, witchcraft or whatever, but she's a very spiritual woman, very connected. So she's happy I'm doing this, and hopefully you guys are too. Hopefully this is not super boring. I know it's already noisy, but I want to go back for a second to where these branches lined up exactly. I don't know if I'm like, this branch right here lines up perfectly in the Nine of Wands and the Six of Swords. Okay, so there's something here again about the mirroring. There's this mirroring thing here. She's looking in the mirror. She's looking in the mirror. She's looking at her shadow self. There's this mirroring thing where you can go either way. You can flip-flop. You can say, I do believe in this, I don't believe in this. Or, you know, because it's the light and the dark side of yourself that you're sort of grappling with, balancing, you know, weighing. So, and even we have the Two of Wands here right before the Hierophant at the end. The Two of Wands, it's like that duality. It's like that duality of passion and knowing and that gut feeling. So I want you, especially if you're making big decisions, you know, this reading can go a lot of ways for different people. It doesn't scream, you know, love reading. It doesn't scream career reading. It could be, though. It could be applied to all of these things, but it's really about the mind. It's about the mind because the mind is, you know, so crucial to all of those areas of life. Love, career, finance, like whatever. Everything is connected to the mind and your ability to make true decisions and good decisions. Because if you make a decision, say you make a decision with your mind, and like, you know, making a decision with the mind is not always bad. So I'm just saying the mind and the gut should probably line up. But if you find yourself making decisions solely with the mind, and then you find yourself after, if you ever make a decision and then afterwards you feel that gut feeling of like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, like, let's start taking real like accountability and like looking at those super deeply. Don't just brush it off. Don't just be like, oh, okay, I'll make it work. Yeah, you're going to have to make it work because you already made the decision if you can't get out of it. So just make it work, but understand that you don't want to get yourself into that the next time around. So let's learn how to really like connect the mind and the gut and like make those unified choices. See how this shadow is kind of like, it's kind of like disjointed a little bit. We want those exactly to line up. And even as I was just going to put that down, I just put it in the upright. You know, I just think that you guys are moving in that direction of like getting your shit straightened out. So yeah, definitely try to think before you make decisions. Or like I was gonna say, part of the reason I like tarot readings is not for them being accurate always. So like there's no way that every tarot reading you watch is going to be accurate. Some people will click on the titles that make sense to them, and then, you know, it'll probably be accurate. But if you go through, you know, Taurus, October 2020 on YouTube, you're going to find a bunch of different shit. One of these readings is going to tell you, oh, the past returns. One of the readings is going to say, you're leaving your ex forever. You know, there's going to be a bunch of different opinions about things, and people usually stick to what they feel like, you know, applies to them. But I want you to know that there's value in all of these readings, because what I like, sometimes with making decisions, it can be so hard to make a decision. So think about, like, if you're going to, you have to go out to eat. You're with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and you're just like, it's like the stereotypical, he asks you where you want to go to eat. And you're like, I don't care, you know, whatever. So then he's like, okay, McDonald's. And then you're like, no. So you did have an opinion, and that's maybe not a great example. Like, say if he gave you 3 choices of a restaurant, you're like, oh yeah, all of those sound good, and you tell him to pick, and then he picks one of those, and you're like, wait, in your mind, you're like, I just told him that that'd be okay, and that's fine, but really, I wanted to go to Applebee's. Really, I don't actually want to go to that restaurant. So like maybe you truly didn't know that at the time. Maybe you were going through the options. You're like, yeah, all those sound good. But maybe you were just briefly thinking with your brain or your mind. You were just like, yeah, all those sound good. But were you like actually envisioning yourself at the restaurant? Were you envisioning yourself getting dressed up to go to the restaurant and like envisioning how long it was going to take to get there? Envisioning like what you're going to order, what you're going to eat, like what you're going to enjoy about that place. Like if you could go to any place tonight, what would you want to do? What are you craving? You know, maybe you always like to go to Applebee's because they have good mac and cheese. I don't know, but maybe tonight you're craving a salad and the other place has a really good salad. So maybe you would always say Applebee's, but maybe tonight you should say, oh, actually I'm craving a salad and the other place has a really good salad, so I would like to go there. You know what I'm like, this is a weird example, but just that's how we want to make decisions. So that's how I've been trying to make decisions now, is like almost envisioning that the decision has already been made and how I would feel if that decision was already made. So instead of saying that you have two options, think of them as two separate options and think of each of them if you got each of them. So we'll stick with this fucking stupid restaurant analogy. If it's between Applebee's and McDonald's, don't think which one do I want to. I mean, if it's clearly right off the bat, like you definitely don't want to go to fucking McDonald's, then good. But I'm talking about the decisions that are a little bit more difficult and that you don't know right off the bat. So like instead of being like, which do I want more, which one's the better option, think about both of them separately. Think about you at Applebee's tonight, the night that you're going to Applebee's, and think of yourself tonight at McDonald's. This is the night you're going to McDonald's. So think about what you would enjoy. Maybe you hate McDonald's usually, but tonight you really want the French fries and the milkshake, and that could be cute. Okay, so think about this. Think about this. Okay, and I see my camera is probably going to shut off soon. So I want to just take one quick look at the cards more in depth. And then I want to read, if we have time, the moon description in the Santa Muerte deck, just because I think that'd be fun. The people in all these cards in the past, present, they have like these are not even wands cards. So this is swords. This is the world. A lot of this could be like worldviews, like this could be literally like how you feel about death and how do you feel about religion. Like the Hierophant is also like a religious leader, things like that. So this, like I said, this screams much deeper, like spirituality, world shit. Like the election's coming up. Maybe you're even, I mean, it'd be kind of crazy to not know what you're doing this election, but maybe it's literally like you have been a Trump supporter and you have by default, maybe your parents have always been Trump supporters, and by default you've always just been like, I'm a Trump supporter, but like maybe you're gonna actually do the digging and be like, do I support this man? Probably not. And you're gonna fucking flip your shit and you're gonna do the right thing. So yeah, what I wanted to say is these are not all wands. We have one lady with a wand here, and then we have swords and the world, but every person in these cards is holding like this big ass stick, which definitely can symbolize wands and like, you know, passion, power. But literally in witchcraft, you know, I'm thinking like wands and like gaining control of your spiritual and magical powers. But they're also like fighting. They're like all fighting with these wands. They're like warding off like creatures, or they're trying to like swim through something. They're like warding off shit, and they're really using this wand to survive. So I'm picturing this as you like swatting away the clutter in your mind. You're like trying to navigate through the clutter in your mind and just get to the truth of the matter of how you feel. That's the energy I'm getting in these cards, even though they're not all wands, but it is interesting to me. Yeah, even in the swords card, I don't even see swords. Like the swords are in the background, so that's interesting. Yeah, Four of Pentacles is like balance, like you, and it's reversed. So you know, there's like, there's definitely a problem with balance here. And you know, balancing the light and the dark, balancing the gut and the brain. Yeah. Yeah, maybe this is a relationship with somebody else. This might not even be you. I want to say that again. I know I said it earlier, but I just want to say, like, maybe you're dealing with someone who's stubborn like this. I know the Taurus rising guy. I know, like I said, he's just, like, so fucking stubborn. And it's really frustrating trying to, when you're a spiritual person, trying to be in a relationship with this type of person. So, you know, maybe think, is this person right for me in my gut? Do I feel it? Do I feel it? Do I feel it? And, if you try to help them, you know, different people need different ways to grow. If you try to help them and they're not receptive, and then it's not serving you anymore, this relationship, definitely get the fuck rid of them, because you don't need to be held down because you're fucking prospering. I'm gonna try to do this really quickly because I know this is gonna shut off soon. The moon, where are you? Okay, here we are. The female and maternal archetype par excellence. The moon brings with it receptiveness, intuition, the power of imagination, ideals, but also mysteries and secrets. It is the card of the subconscious and of dreams, capable of revealing and overcoming the illusion of existence. That's like that world shit, like the spirituality thing. The moon's reflection is captured in water, from the tranquility of a lake to the sacred enclosure of a chalice. It's essential, whole, and true. The reverse of this can, however, bring prejudices, isolation, or the keeping of secrets that are too heavy, leading to confusion and madness. Right, so like prejudices that I was talking about, like we're just erasing the shit from the brain, please. And maybe you're keeping secrets that you don't want to bring out. This is that shadow work thing I'm talking about. So look up shadow work if you don't really know. And I like how they said it's, you know, let's see, what was I going to say? This is going to shut off. So I'm going to quickly read. They have a quote, the advice of the dead. It says, trust your intuition, but continue to listen to observe what surrounds you to discern its true nature. Does this sum up the whole reading, or does this sum up the whole fucking reading? It's almost as if I read this beforehand. I didn't. But it's almost as if I should have fucking just read this and then it would have been easier. But I did the roundabout way of figuring out what the point of this reading was. But I will just leave that with you once more. I'm going to read it again. Trust your intuition, but continue to listen and to observe what surrounds you to discern its true nature. True nature. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at the truth of your feelings, the truth of things around you, truth of relationships around you, truth of careers around you, truth of your home, truth of your finances. We're exposing that shit. We're doing the shadow work, and we're fucking ascending into that powerful boss bitch that my friend is right now, getting huge money, relaxing, living the best Taurus lavish lifestyle that she can. So I wish you many fucking blessings, and this looks amazing. I'm so excited for you. So hell yeah. And subscribe if you want more, because I don't have a schedule, like I said, so subscribing is really going to be the only way to figure out when I post about you lovely Taurus people again, okay? Thank you so much, and if I don't talk to you before Halloween, have a safe and spooky Halloween. Bye.